Alright, we're out of the Staples, print out a few covers. Let's see if there's anything interesting that the beat goes on. Hopefully we can find some good stuff. I've actually been on the hunt for a lot of used standard Blu-rays, so hopefully we can find something cool. Okay, we are now home. Yeah, a weird little video. I had footage of me hunting at the local Beat Goes On, which again is like a Second and Charles, I think, or like a disc replay basically, where they have CDs, used media, and that kind of stuff. So I did this. I think this pickup video is the span of 3 hunts that I either recorded a little bit of it that I didn't feel like, you know, maybe 3 or 4 minutes of footage or hunting wasn't enough, so I had a couple of them, spliced them together, and now boom, we got a decent little video with actually a decent stack of Blu-rays. And I did actually, because it's right next to the Staples where I get my stuff printed, so I have a bunch of new prints ready to be made. One of my ones that I'm excited for that I actually messed up the design for, because I don't personally own this, but I got a request to do it, and that is Rollerball on 4K. Turned out great, very nice thick cardstock. It's just, I did not realize that this is a 1-disc set where it's just the 4K, but because I'm used to the Scream Factories having 2-disc set with 4K and Blu-ray, usually would say 2-disc set, but yeah. But I am impressed by myself, because I made this back by scratch. I made this by myself, so I cut out the James Caan, and then I made the little banner and the thing, so I'm proud of myself. Okay, but unfortunately I messed up the design. It's not a 4K and Blu-ray, it's just a Blu-ray, so I'll have to get that reprinted. I had other reprints and stuff like that too. I also did a few remakes for out of print slipcovers. Like, I know Misery is a hard one to come by, so I made my own. I own the actual stock one, but this is a remake that I made from scratch. The back too, I tried to copy the back as much as possible. Yeah, so here's the custom, here's the original. Pretty spanking good. Same with the back. I did remove a few things from the back to make it less cluttered, but for the most part, that's basically the same thing. So I'm pretty proud of myself on this as well. I didn't know this was out of print, but glad to know, able to add it, and hopefully some collectors find it useful, being the fact that some people are selling the OG with the out of print slipcover for like what, $60-$70, which is insane. Same with Hannibal. This is the OG one that I didn't make. This actually is the what's it called, slipcover that came with the Blu-ray that I bought from Alex over at Cinema Inspired, so thank you. It is a bit dinged up, but that's fine. But I made a custom for it as well, so I know this one is also extremely hard to come by. Hannibal, I wasn't able to find this exact font or this exact logo, so I had to use the other alternative logo, which still looks really good. And then the same thing, I tried to remake it as close as possible. There are some artwork that did look really cool. It's just, I know some people, when they're going for their collections, they're a bit stickler on whether it has to be as close as possible. And I think I did a pretty decent job on selecting the similar images, getting the barcode and everything, and the logos, and making sure it has the 20th Century Fox, Kino Lorber stuff. So yeah, pat myself on the back. And then the last one is for something that didn't have actually a slipcover, and that is Malignant on 4K. So yeah, I actually don't own this 4K, because I heard a review where someone said it wasn't that good, but now I'm hearing people that saying it's actually pretty good, so I don't know who to believe in the internet anymore. So, but boom, Malignant. I know this one didn't come with slipcovers, so now it does. Anyways, let's get into the pickups of the video. This is what we're actually here to discuss. I did get a couple 4Ks, but this is mainly a standard Blu-ray haul. Starting off with a few A24 film Blu-rays. I don't know if I showed this in a previous video. I'm pretty sure I didn't, but if I did, sorry about that. But I got Come On, Come On, Come On, Come On. I'm pretty sure I made a video about this, but I just wanted to shout this out, that I got in a recent, not recently, but last month or so. Linstant meme. So yeah, instant memes. Come on, come on. And then I didn't know that this was a A24 film, but I was looking at the shelves and I was Googling A24 and what A24 films are there available. And this movie, Son of a Gun, is an A24 action film starring Ewan McGregor. So, is it Alicia Vikander in this? I believe that's Alicia Vikander. Yeah, Alicia Vikander is in this, so that's interesting. Doesn't really seem like the normal A24 film, I guess. But I guess this was pretty early, right? 2014. I don't know. But yeah, Son of a Gun, A24 with the slipcover. Pretty spanking good. A high octane, gritty heist movie from A24. I know a lot of people associate A24 with artsy fartsy movies or out of this world movies, but this seems like a pretty grounded heist film, which looks pretty interesting. While locked up for a minor offense, 19-year-old Junior, played by Brenton Thwaites, becomes apprentice to the enigmatic Brendan Lynch, played by Ewan McGregor, a calculating crime boss with connections both inside and out. After helping Lynch and his crew orchestrate a daring prison escape, Junior JR is invited to join in on the next job, a high-stakes heist that promises to deliver millions. But as they plan the heist, Junior begins to suspect that he is being played and soon finds himself on a collision course with his mentor, a very dangerous game. That kind of spoils the entire movie, right? Like, you assume that they're just, okay, it's kind of like a training game thing where that's not buddy cop, but buddy criminal. So, but I guess not so much. But anyways, yeah, Son of a Gun on Blu-ray with the slipcover. Add that to my A24 collection. This is also a movie I made a custom slipcover for, as you saw in the video. It didn't have a slipcover for it, but I heard this was actually a decent film. It came out, I believe, the year after, or a couple years, like very soon after Alfred Hitchcock passed away, and that is the sequel to his famous film Psycho. This is Psycho 2, not directed by Alfred Hitchcock, obviously, but it stars the same Anthony Perkins in this, and I made a nice little custom slipcover for it. I basically scanned the inside insert and tried to make it so that it didn't look, because for some reason when you scan inserts in really high quality, it turns out a little wonky. Sometimes it turns out great, but sometimes if it's a lighter color, like this looks fine, but if it's a lighter color, it'll turn out a bit sketchy. So, but it still looks, pretty good. But yeah, Psycho 2, adding this to the Halloween watch list. Halloween's coming very soon, so within the next few months or so, right? June, July, August, September, October. So we're at the end of June, so it's basically July, and then all of July, all of August, all of September. So basically 3 months away, and I'm gonna binge a bunch of horror films, because last time I was actually working, and I know this time I'll be in school, so I don't know how easy it will be for me to binge a bunch of Halloween films or horror films. But I feel like it'd be easier now that I, have a business from home and I'm able to, go to school. But yeah, Psycho 2, know nothing about this film. Anthony Perkins makes a terrifying homecoming in his role as the infamous Norman Bates, not Patrick Bateman, who after years of treatment in a mental institution for the criminally insane has come home to run the Bates Motel. Vera Miles returns as the woman who is haunted by her sister's brutal murder in the ominous motel where it all occurred many years ago. Meg Tilly, Robert Loggia, and Loggia, yeah, that makes similar sense, and Dennis Franz co-star in this terrifying sequel to Alfred Hitchcock's classic film. Okay, so it stars, I guess, Janet Leigh's sister's character, and basically it tries to be like, hey, you're still insane, you shouldn't be let out, blah blah blah. So that seems really interesting. And I heard these films aren't actually that bad. The whole Psycho franchise apparently isn't bad. That's all due thanks because of Anthony Perkins and how versatile and how great of an actor he is. I need to check out some other Anthony Perkins films. The only one I have seen, honestly, is Psycho. So Psycho 2, Psycho 3, Psycho 4. I know he did other thrillers and drama films, so I'm excited to get into that next up. And then these are older. This is an older pickup that I got a while ago in anticipation for the Magnificent 7 4K release. That's how long ago I got it. That I actually already now have the 4K of the Magnificent 7. But if you wanted to watch them all in pretty good quality, because this has a pretty good scan and a pretty good remaster, that is the Magnificent 7 collection. So I don't know if they're going to be releasing the Return to Magnificent 7, Guns of Magnificent 7, and the Magnificent 7 Ride. I highly doubt that we'll get a 4K release, whether by Arrow or Kino or whoever. Hopefully they do, that'd be nice, but for the most part, these transfers look really, really good on Blu-ray. So if we don't get the 4Ks, it's a whatever. But yeah, I checked out a few of them. They look really good. So, but I haven't fully sat down to watch any of them, because usually when I buy a movie used, I like to sit down, you know, watch the first maybe 10 minutes of it. If it doesn't skip, it doesn't give me any issues, we're good to go. And I know sometimes that doesn't really work out, because sometimes nearing the end is when it will skip or cut or stop or whatever. So anyways, yeah, but I got it mainly because I pre-ordered this and I finally got in the mail, and I'm intrigued to see the other movies. Now obviously they probably don't live up to the other movies, because they probably don't have the same cast, but I know a few people come back to the movies. Yul Brynner rides tall on the saddle in this sensational sequel to The Magnificent Seven. Brynner rounds up the most unlikely septet of gunfighters: Warren Oates, Claude Atkins, and Robert Fuller. Okay, so a decent cast. So a bunch of really good movies on Blu-ray for $14. That's what, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 movies divided by 14. I don't know, not good at math, but you know, got the Magnificent Seven collection. So you know, I'm always happy to add more westerns in my collection, because I just have a very deep soft spot for westerns. So yeah, boom. And then the last Blu-ray, we got 2 4Ks here, but the last Blu-ray we got was from the clearance section, and that is Baz Luhrmann's Moulin Rouge. Now this movie has a very special place in my heart. One, because Ewan McGregor, fantastic. Nicole Kidman, I believe, is in this, right? I remember the first ever time going on a plane ride was when I was like 5 or 6 or 7, 6. And this was one of the movies that was playing, and I think I had a fever, and I was just passing in and out of consciousness while watching this movie. So I remember this movie being batshit insane. Something about, I guess, Nicole Kidman's character having like a deadly disease, but you know, she has to, I guess, continue to perform because she's like a big star. I remember the quote being, "The show must go on." Like they probably said that like multiple times in the entire, and that's probably one of the big songs. But like I remember hearing "The show must go on" like multiple times throughout the movie. And Baz Luhrmann, I think the only movie I've seen was Great Gatsby, but he's done quite a lot of other films that are pretty notorious. Mainly Elvis, that, you know, some people give or take, but you know, quite a decent track record. So I'll go back. I remember Moulin Rouge was so huge when it first came out. It was like a huge like pop culture icon with like, I guess like theater kids and like just people just raving about this movie. So now watching it as an adult, it also says remastered approved by Baz Luhrmann himself, so that's really interesting. And it comes with a very nice slipcover. Unfortunately, there is a price sticker on it. I got it for $2. So that's a $2 Blu-ray. You can't really go wrong with that. So, and the slipcover itself is a pretty pristine condition slipcover. So that's very nice holographic style slipcover. And the same on the inside. Doesn't have that shiny aspect to it, but just a Blu-ray, 2010 Blu-ray. I get a little scared when I see this kind of style of Blu-ray, because usually those are older Blu-rays, like 2007, 2006 Blu-rays have that kind of style, but this is a 2010 Blu-ray, and it has a director-approved remaster, so that's really interesting for like a basic home video release. Usually it has to be like a boutique or something for when they were like, yeah, I sat down and watched the Blu-ray or the 4K, whatever, and then I approved it. But this was actually, you know, done like 4 or 5 years after the movie came out, and then they got a Blu-ray release. Even though this came out during the time of Blu-ray, 2006, 2005, something like, oh, this came out in 2001? Oh, I did not know that this came out in 2001. I thought this came out in 2005, because that's when I watched it as a kid. But yeah, 2001, so yeah, maybe, geez, 9-10 years later for the 10th anniversary, they did the Moulin Rouge HD remaster. So those are the Blu-rays. Let's get into the 4Ks, starting off with a film that I actually already own on Blu-ray. That's right here, which I still haven't watched. It's still a blind buy, but it did come with a slipcover, and it was like $2, and that is Elysium. I have the Blu-ray here, but I have the 4K here. The exact same thing. This one has the mastered in 4K. So I was tempted. Do I want to pick this up? It was like $15, but online it's pretty expensive. I think it's like $30 online, and I heard the transfer is fantastic on this, so I decided to pull the trigger on it. I don't know if the movie will be any good, but I mean, it stars 2 of my favorite actors, Matt Damon and Jodie Foster. So I'll give it a chance. There's a stain on it, which I did not realize until now, so that's a bit icky. But Elysium on 4K Blu-ray. You know, any 4K Blu-ray under $20 is a pretty good deal in my opinion. But yeah, Elysium on 4K Blu-ray. Heard really good things about it. Has a lot of high reviews on all the Blu-ray review websites and those kind of forums. So I'm excited to give it a chance. Elysium. And the last pickup of the day is a 3-disc set that I keep seeing everywhere, brand new, but it's usually pretty expensive. But I found this here for $17, and that is Steven Spielberg's Close Encounters of the Third Kind on 4K Blu-ray. Now, maybe I overspent on a used 4K, but you know, you know, everywhere used it's like $30, or new it's like $30. So I thought, you know what, I'll pull the trigger on it. It'll probably be the same anywhere else from BMV or whatever. So decided to pick it up. I already designed a slipcover for this on the on my Photoshop. So yeah, this comes with a 3-disc set. I know there's a 2-disc set somewhere out there that has whatever, but this has 3 cuts of the film. All new special features on Blu-ray, but it includes 3 cuts of the film. Yeah, the theatrical version, the special edition, and the director's cut. So let me know down below if you've seen this, which one I should start off with, because I actually haven't seen this movie yet. But I heard Richard Dreyfuss is in this, and I love him in Jaws. So him being the main lead would be very interesting, because I loved him in Jaws. I kind of, you know, his character was my favorite in Jaws, even though I love Roy Scheider's character. But it's just, I think his personality and his kind of, you know, he has a very likable personality. So I'm very excited to see how he will star as a star. You know, obviously Richard Dreyfuss is a very iconic name, even though like you've heard Richard Dreyfuss, wow, like a pretty big actor. But I don't think I've watched many of him movies of him, or I guess movies starring him. But yeah, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. It comes with 3 discs. It's a very chunky boy. But you got the 4K, you got the Blu-ray, and then you got the special edition Blu-ray. So are all of the cuts on the 4K? Is that how it works, or is only the theatrical version on there, and then the Blu-ray have the other versions? I don't know, but it says 3 kinds of Close Encounters featurette, Steven's home videos and outtakes. Also includes Close Encounters of the Third Kind makeup documentary, 30 years of Close Encounters, 1977 featurette, Watch the Skies, deleted scenes, extensive photo gallery, which I really don't care for, but storyboard comparisons, that sounds interesting, and then theatrical trailers, which I also don't care for, because I just watch them online if I wanted to, but especially in the era of 2017. 40th anniversary. So yeah, those were the pickups of the day. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. We got a bunch of good shit. Now I think I already showed off this in another video, but you know, a couple A24 Blu-rays. We got a couple, you know, boutique Blu-rays. You know, a Blu-ray collection for $14, not bad. And then you got Elysium. So we got a good stack of movies here today. And that was it. Thank you so much for coming to the movie store with me. I hope you guys enjoyed the little ride. And if you enjoyed it, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe, because it is free and it means a whole lot to me. It pushes me in the algorithm, because I've been gone for a long time. I took a month hiatus, so now I'm trying to get back full force into the whole YouTube game. So it'd be very appreciative if you guys hit that like button, or don't. I don't know. I'm not the boss of you, as my friend says. So, as my brother says. So, anyways. Peace out, guys. Cheers. Have a great rest of your day or night or morning or evening, whenever you're watching this. Please stay safe. God bless. Remember, keep watching movies. Keep supporting creativity and physical media. Long live physical media. And until I see you guys next time, peace out.